Moving on, this year's theme for the budget is a program-based budget. It's no wonder then that close to 320 billion shillings has been set aside for infrastructure and energy projects, which are seen as key enablers to economic growth. On tonight's pre-budget analysis, I take a look at just how these two sectors are critically improving the investment climate and driving growth.
The 2015-2016 pre-budget analysis in association with ICEA Lion Group.
Talk to us today to learn more about its benefits. QROP's Individual Retirement Benefit Scheme from ICEA Lion Group. In pension or in person, come on home. Unshackle your future today.
The 2.2 trillion shilling budget for 2015-2016 fiscal year is one that has got many talking. The budget, the first of its kind, has grown from 1.8 trillion to 2.2 trillion shillings, an indication of the government's commitment to increasing economic growth.
I think my comments around the highways and the roads is that infrastructure in general is a long-term investment. So in some sense, what you are allocating in any particular year is only a small piece of a much larger program. And the real issue and the main issue is commitment on the policy front to the program and to those policies to have the infrastructure built by this government and whatever governments come up in the future. Because
A quick breakdown of the numbers based on budget estimates for 2015-2016 shows that transport and infrastructure will receive a whopping 277 billion shillings. Road construction will receive 58.5 billion, while 26.6 billion will go towards road maintenance. Foreign financed roads are set to receive close to 42.3 billion shillings, while the annuity roads project is eyeing 5.2 billion shillings in funding.
Program which the government is pursuing now under the PPPs includes maintenance, and that
infrastructure has continued to receive increased funding as the government works round the clock to bring down the cost of doing business, which continues to be a major impediment for investors. Since last year's budget, infrastructure has been among the top 5 sectors which received amongst the highest allocations. The infrastructure front has a number of multi-billion-dollar projects lined up. This include the Lamu Port South Sudan Ethiopian Transport Corridor, LAPSET, the second Nyali Bridge, the construction of new berths at the Port of Mombasa, and also the standard gauge railway line, which are tipped to take up a sizable chunk of the funds.
Much hope that the oil and gas sector will be developed in the next 5 years.
The other area critical to economic growth is the energy sector. The sector is expected to receive about 55 billion shillings. Geothermal exploration is set to receive 13.2 billion shillings, while power transmission 21.1 billion, rural electrification 14.9 billion, street lighting 4.5 billion, and the last mile connectivity will receive 1.5 billion shillings.
Energy will continue to do well. I think as long as the program is facilitated in the way that it has been in the past.
The government has been keen to lower energy costs with an estimated 300 megawatts added to the grid. The plan is to add a total of 5,000 megawatts by 2017 to drive the industrial sector. The energy shortfall has impacted negatively on Kenya's competitiveness, which through this year's budget is hoped to be addressed. The current energy mix is over 45% of power being generated through hydro, which is costly compared to other renewable energies such as wind, solar and geothermal. For now, Kenya is at a tipping point. Analysts are banking on institutional reforms and transparency to drive the energy and infrastructure agenda, which has remained underfunded compared to other emerging economies. Abiagina, KTN Business.